Hi everyone, welcome to my second video of my virtual texture renderer. I've decided that doing a video blog like this is much easier than writing up a typical blog entry, basically because it would take a lot of time to describe what you can just show someone in a few minutes. My friend asked me who is this video for, and I would say mostly for me, just to track how I'm going and sort of keep me honest. I guess other people who've implemented a virtual texture system might find it interesting, and they might even like to share what I'm doing wrong. And I guess anyone who's thinking of implementing one, if anyone gets anything out of this, that's great. So this week, the main thing I've added is Mipmap support. So before, a scene like this just would not fit in my texture cache because everything was just loaded at the top mip. But now I've got implemented mip mapping, so you can see things in the distance are a lot more blurry than things at the front. Although everything looks kind of blurry in this. But let's fly around a bit. So maybe if we keep our eye on the back wall here, you can see if we fly up to it, you can see we can see it'll sharpen up. So this means I can fit a lot more usable data in here. Because of that, I've also decided to up-res the size of the virtual texture. Before I was using an 8K by 8K virtual texture. Now it's 16K by 16K. So it means I've got a bit more detail up close. Probably, I'd like to think it's high enough for this world, but maybe not. You can see that still looks a bit blurry, but I'll talk about that later. The other thing I've done is I did some performance boosts. Unfortunately, this video is capturing at 30 frames a second, but I've got it running solidly at 60 frames a second. Yeah, I can't stand demos that don't run at a decent speed. Like I always target 60 frames a second, if not greater. The other thing I put into was just turned on bilinear sampling. I've got a toggle here. Though I still haven't fixed the issue, looked at the issue for sampling between page boundaries. So you can see over here, like where it's sampling neighbors and gets horrible artifacts and stuff. Which leads me to the things that I want to fix. A lot of the sort of bad look of this is related to bad UVs. I've mentioned in the last video how bad the UVs are. Let's just look over here. You can sort of see here like how it's. Where's a good one? You can sort of see here how badly this model's been chopped up to be UV'd. And like even just one side of this crate has got different texel densities all over it. Like it just really needs to be fixed. I played around with Blender to see whether I could make some better UVs with that, but I just it crashed every time I tried. I'm honestly, I'm just thinking of even just paying someone else to do it. Like I could sit down and try and do it myself, or write an algorithm to do it, but it's the sort of stuff that's already been solved, and I sort of don't really want to spend time doing something that's already been done. I want to also adjust the mip biasing. I don't think it's particularly right, but there's sort of no point with such bad UVs and texel densities all over the place. There's no real point yet, so I'll look at that later. The other thing I want to do, you'll notice as I fly around, things get a bit crazy. Like you see these textures flashing around as things load in. I want to use like the lowest MIP that I have. Well, not the highest MIP that I have, and then slowly bring in the higher MIPs. So things will. So instead of just getting like invalid textures when you move the camera, you'll start with a blurry version, and then it will sharpen up as the textures load in. So that get rid of these horrible flashing textures. The other thing I wouldn't mind doing is baking in some nice lighting. Like, there's no lighting in this demo at the moment. Again, it's something that you could probably just bake out of an art tool, but I kind of wouldn't mind implementing that myself, but we'll see how we go for time. The other thing, I'm still running into this texture cache getting full. You can probably even seen a couple times flying around. Actually, if I change the MIP bias, I'll definitely make it fill up. So you can see here we need 360 pages for this scene, which isn't going to fit. I'd like to think, again, fixing the UVs, like there's such inefficient use of the texture space due to these UVs that would fix that. If not, DirectX 9 does support 8K by 8K textures, so I could just make this page table bigger. I prefer a more elegant fix than that. I want to see how better UVs go before I implement that. Even though it'd be a really simple implementation, but I know a lot of other systems can't do 8K textures, so it'd be nice to fix. I think that's it for now. Thank you for watching.